Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is Klepetan, the stork who flew home for 21 years. Welcome, sleepy one. Tuck the blanket under your chin. Tonight we travel to a tiny village in Croatia. Its name is Brodski Varoš. Try to whisper it, Brodski Varoš. The houses have red tile roofs warm from the evening sun. A slow brown river called the Sava winds past wide green fields. Wheat sways. Crickets hum. A church bell rings just once, and up on the chimneys live big white birds with long red legs. They are called white storks. They have black wingtips and bright coral beaks. Storks do not sing, they clatter their beaks instead. It sounds like wooden spoons tapping a bowl. Clack, clack, clack. Tonight is the true story of one village stork named Malena. She could not fly, but every spring, someone always flew home to her. Our story begins long ago in 1993. A retired school teacher walked slowly through a soft meadow. His name was Stjepan Vokić. He had silver hair and kind, quiet eyes. He had taught the village children for many, many years. Now he liked to take long walks and listen to the wind. The meadow smelled of clover and sunshine. Bumblebees nudged the daisies. Then Stjepan stopped very still. A white stork lay folded in the tall grass. Her wing was bent the wrong way. Hunters had hit her by accident. She blinked up at him with one round black eye. Stjepan knelt beside her and spoke very softly. "Oh, little one," he said, "you cannot fly anymore, can you?" He took off his jacket and wrapped her like a baby. She weighed less than a sleeping cat. He carried her home, slow step by slow step. In his garden, he gave her tiny silver fish from the river. He gave her cool water in a blue bowl. He gave her a name. "I will call you Malena," he said. "It means little one." Malena tilted her head, then dipped her beak into the bowl. She seemed to like both the water and the name. Summer turned to autumn. The leaves went gold, then brown. Stjepan built Malena a wide wooden platform on his rooftop. He set down twigs, soft straw, and a little patch of moss. "There," he said, "now you have a real stork home." Malena hopped up and clattered her beak. Clack, clack, clack. It was her way of saying thank you. A cold wind blew down from the mountains. The other storks of the village rose into the gray sky. They were flying south to Africa, the way storks must. Malena watched them go. Her bent wing trembled. She could not follow. Stjepan tucked a warm lamp beneath her platform. All winter, snow drifted softly across the red tiles. He climbed up each morning with a bucket of warm river fish. Then at last, March arrived. Purple and yellow crocuses opened in the garden. The river ice cracked into shining plates and floated away. One quiet morning, Malena lifted her head. Far up in the blue, she saw a tiny black dot. The dot grew bigger and bigger. A male stork glided down and landed gently on the roof beside her. His feathers were white as fresh milk. His beak was bright coral red. He looked at Malena. He clattered soft and quick. Clack, 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 clack. Malena clattered back. The two birds bent their long necks together like two question marks meeting. Stjepan came outside, holding a steaming cup of coffee. He laughed right out loud. "Malena," he said, "you have a husband?" He looked up at the male stork. "And you, sir, need a name?" He thought for a moment. "I will call you Klepetan. It means the one who clatters." Klepetan tipped his beak as if he agreed. That summer, Malena and Klepetan kept a busy nest together. Klepetan flew down to the river and came back with frogs and fish. He laid each one beside Malena, very gentle, like a gift. Malena turned the eggs with her beak. 3 pale, smooth eggs. Soon, 3 fluffy gray chicks peeped over the edge. They had wide pink mouths and wobbly necks. "Peep, peep, peep," they cried. The village children climbed the church steps to peek. "Real baby storks," they whispered, "right on Mr. Stjepan's house." By autumn, the chicks had grown long red legs of their own. They tested their wings, then they flew away with the other young storks. Klepetan stood on the roof and felt the cold wind. He looked at Malena one last time. He clattered very softly. Then he lifted into the wide sky and was gone. Stjepan placed a quiet hand on Malena's back. "He will come back," he said. "I think he will." And in March, Klepetan came back. He had flown across deserts and across the wide blue sea. He had flown across forests, mountains, and rivers all the way from South Africa. It was a journey of many thousands of miles. He landed on the very same red roof, the very same nest. Malena clattered. Klepetan clattered. Stjepan stood in the garden and clapped his old, warm hands. The next year, Klepetan came back again. And the next year. And the next. Every March, like clockwork, while the crocuses opened. Stjepan kept careful count in a little notebook. 1 year, 3 years, 5, 10. Newspapers heard about the loyal Stork. People drove in from faraway towns to see him. The village built a wooden viewing platform near Stjepan's house. Children sat there with binoculars and cheese sandwiches. "There he is," they would shout. "Klepetan is back." The mayor smiled and said, "Our village has the most famous stork in the world." But Klepetan did not know he was famous. He only knew where his home was. 21 years went by like that. From 1993 all the way to 2014. 21 summers of frogs and fluffy chicks. 21 autumn goodbyes. 21 spring hellos. Then one spring, Klepetan did not come back. The villagers waited. They watched the sky for many days. Stjepan sat on his porch in his old wooden chair. Malena stood beside him, very still. "He flew so very far for us, didn't he?" Stjepan said softly. Malena clattered, slow and gentle like a quiet drum. The wind was warm. The river ran on. The wheat bowed and rose. The village understood. Klepetan had finally grown too old for the long, long trip. But here is the wonderful part. The story did not end on that quiet day. Younger storks still came to Brodski Varoš every March. They built fresh nests on the warm chimneys. They clattered to each other across the red rooftops. The wooden viewing platform is still standing today. Children still climb up with binoculars and cheese sandwiches. They wait for the very first dot in the bright spring sky. And if you ever visit Brodski Varoš, you can see them yourself. A tiny village in Croatia where storks always come home. Where one loyal stork once flew thousands of miles back every single year for 21 years just to be with the one he loved. Soft white wings, warm red roofs, a river going slowly to sleep. And so, Brodski Varoš also slowly, slowly fell asleep. Good night.